Hello, my name's Michael Conneely, and this video is all about the full moon lunar eclipse of March 2024. This lunar eclipse is more powerful than you'd think. It's got some real hidden gems, and it's also a time to plant new seeds. So this lunar eclipse is coming up here in Ireland on March the 25th, although it's March the 24th in parts of America. And it's a full moon eclipse which has moon at 10 Vedic Virgo in Hasta Nakshatra and sun at 10 Vedic Pisces in Uttarabhadra Nakshatra. So that's moon at 5 Libra and sun at 5 Aries in the Western tropical zodiac. I'd say let's use this time definitely to do some vision work or meditation. Definitely this is a time to welcome the new strength of the sun's energy into our life. Definitely this is a time to focus on and strengthen our work for our better healing. Definitely with the nodes of the moon involved, this is a time to understand better and align with better our life purpose. And because of the energies of the time, we need to include sorting out our fears and our worries. And also, because of the position of the nodes again, especially the south node, for many people, past life and ancestral issues will arise now, which we'd do very, very well to take seriously, to assess, have a past life reading, do ancestral work, things like that. A special point is that we need to consciously use this eclipse of March 24 to prepare for the huge and fraught energy eclipse, including a difficult Saturn-Mars conjunction, occurring April the 8th next month. And we also need to have in our awareness to consciously use this eclipse on the Virgo-Pisces axis to prepare for the major upcoming eclipse on the 2nd of October, which is also in the Virgo-Pisces axis like this one. Now this is what's called a penumbral eclipse, because the moon moves only into the edges of the Earth's shadow. But the Earth's shadow will dim the moon. So do not ignore the power or importance of this eclipse. It's more than you think. Nor ignore its opportunity for you. So hear the full details following. This is not a minor eclipse. When you look into it deeply, you see it has some special important features. Listen on. And if you have natal planets in the Virgo-Pisces axis, well, this effect will be extra important and big in your life, in your consciousness. But the first thing I want to do by way of foundation laying is to mention the spring equinox effect. Before we go into the detail of the eclipse, it's really important to state the pervading background energy provided by the recent spring equinox, because this eclipse comes just after the spring equinox. So this means that the energies of now and of this eclipse are infused by the new energy of the sun. This is because spring equinox is the day, at last, when the length of the light equals the length of the dark, and the light is rising from now onwards, the days get longer. The sun grows ever more powerful. This, of course, is in the northern hemisphere. And so we can all feel, and we must all call upon and embody the new vigour of the sun. I felt the new vigour of the sun earlier this week when I was walking the dog by the ocean nearby. So wonderful after the endless winter, dark and cold. We were actually without electricity, heating or light for 2 1/3 days. So I'm pleased to have the sun with me now. We all need to cultivate the new vitality. We all need to connect with the sun, its divine energy, to find our new life meaning, to unfold our light. And most importantly, especially with some of the special gifts of the March full moon eclipse coming up, following the equinox, this is a time to plant seeds for your future. So ask yourself in the meditation or vision work that I urge each one of us to do at the time of a lunation, especially the time of an eclipse. What do you want to grow now? What do you need to grow now in your life path? So definitely do a vision journey or meditation at this time. And include in it the fact that the spring equinox offers you the new strength of the sun. So let's do your journey or your meditation to create, to reflect, to gain clarity, to gain healing, strength, growth, and new perspectives. Bear in mind that the eclipse's moon and its Ketu south node is actually in Vedic Virgo, the healer's sign. So let's go into the details. Well, this eclipse full moon has moon at 10 Vedic Virgo. That's in Hasta Nakshatra. And sun is at 10 Vedic Pisces in Uttarabhadra Nakshatra. So that's moon at 5 Libra and sun at 5 Aries in the Western Tropical Zodiac. You can see the charts for this eclipse in my Star Wheel Astrology website. It's under the More drop-down in the category Monthly Astrology Charts. So crucially and centrally, Virgo is about our healing, Pisces is about our intuition. Cultivate both of these, combine both of these, go for it. And as I said, the nodal axis is also in the Virgo-Pisces axis. Ketu, the south node of the moon, is the carrier of our past lives, our past karmas, our ancestry. It's at 22 Virgo. In fact, the moon obviously moves on forward and hits Ketu exactly next day. Not an easy energy, but one with great potentials for awareness and spiritual openings. And Rahu, the north node, the direction of the incarnational life purpose and fate for each of us in this life, is at 22 Pisces. And so this eclipse is very close to the nodal axis, and the importance of that mustn't be overlooked. It's very good indeed. I've had clients recently saying how past life and ancestral issues are sort of coming in, especially at this time, in the last few days. By the way, Western astrology is more a description of our egoic personality, our psychological self. And as I said, Vedic astrology is more centrally based on our karmas, fates and destiny and life purpose. And we absolutely do need to incorporate the two. If you don't, you can end up saying really silly things because you miss a dimension offered by one or the other. Obviously, Vedic astrology needs to be modified by the addition of the outer planets whose energies have come into our consciousness over recent centuries, and the asteroids whose energies have come into our consciousness and last century. And what I specialise in is actually a wonderful union of both your Vedic and your Western astrology. So do get a reading from me. You'll really benefit from this feature. So let's now list the 7 main features of this full moon. Okay, the 7 main features are as follows. 1. The moon moves on to conjunct Ketu, the south node of the moon, the next day. This will lead to feelings of immateriality, of unsupportedness around the time of this full moon. Ketu South Node is the carrier of the energies and karmas of our past lives and ancestry issues, and I know these are arising at this time to offer us better understanding and spiritual growth potentials in this lifetime. My wife's been offering past life related readings for years worldwide online at Maggie Pashley, and so in the associated blog I list 3 of her relevant offerings on her website, www.maggiepashley.com, namely Past Life, Future Life, Soul Realignment and QHHT Past Life readings, amongst others. So, look within to assess what are you carrying now, particularly what scripts from your past lives, from your ancestry, that you now need to bring into your awareness, bring to the light, honour and heal. This eclipse, indeed, with Ketu and the moon so close, will offer you emotional releases if you're open to look for those. It will offer you a purifying energy because it's in Virgo. So this eclipse is not minor. It's an opportunity to work successfully on your deep-seated issues, your fears and worries. It's an opportunity to work successfully on your past life and ancestral issues. Okay, let's go on to point number 2. So the moon is, of course, in Virgo. This is the sign of the healer. Use this time in your awareness, in your vision work and your meditation, to focus on your needed healing now. What needs healing now? What method is best to use to heal you now of what you need to be healed? Thirdly, the sun is in Pisces opposite the moon. Well, this brings intuitive openings. It's very, very good for vision work. Do some vision work now about what the equinox and this full moon mean for you in terms of opportunities you want in the summer ahead, in your life pathway ahead. How you're going to manifest new strength. How are you? How are you going to alter your life path? Point number 3. Well, there's another eclipse in the Virgo-Pisces axis in Hasta Nakshatra this October. So we must do thorough work for this March eclipse, and indeed make a note of the insights and healings we came up with, so that we can draw on those, and it will prepare us for the big October eclipse on the 2nd of October 2024. And this eclipse too is in Hasta Nakshatra. And you can see the chart for it, again under the More drop-down monthly astrology charts for October 24. So we must use this eclipse as a step towards the October eclipse. As I said, make a note of your issues now and what work you did now. And be aware, importantly, that with both eclipses being in Hasta Nakshatra, well, Hasta Nakshatra's energy includes skill and dexterity. Use those qualities now. They can make you successful. Hastas can become successful. It's about inspiration and manifestation. It's orientated to creation. The symbol is the skillful hand, Hasta Nakshatra. Okay, point number 4. Mercury, which is the ruler of Virgo where the eclipse occurs, is deep at this moment of eclipse in the Pisces Aries gandanta. Mercury is at 29 degrees 27 Pisces. The 3 gandanta zones are the transition points from water sign to fire sign. And these gandanta zones force us to see and experience the immateriality of this world. And hence they are such opportunities, if we can manage them, for us to go beyond this world and contact the divine realm beyond it and discover the divine meaning of where we are and what we're going through. It was learning about the nature of gandanta zones 28 years ago that convinced me to add Vedic astrology to my Western astrology, because I read one sentence about the nature of gandanta zones and it told me the whole essence of my incarnation and life, this incarnation. If you have moon at the very, very end of Pisces, in the last degree of Pisces, or indeed a bit wider zone than that, then mother will not be there for you. So I saw that Western astrology omitted such an important vastness, I added Vedic astrology to it. I mean, another thing is, to look the other way round. Vedic astrology says, oh, you have Mars in Scorpio, your Mars is super strong, the strongest planet. But Vedic astrology doesn't know that I have Chiron conjunct Mars. So you need Western as well as Vedic. Now then, with Mercury in Pisces and in the gandanta, at the time of this eclipse and the days around, our conceptual thought might be a bit hazy and weird. Communications could be weird or faulty. Computer work and IT could be a mess and have problems. But vision openings are much more there available to us at the time of this full moon because of Mercury and indeed Rahu in Pisces and Neptune in Pisces. Point number 5, Pluto has a very special role for you at the time of this eclipse, your power. This is because Pluto is the apex of an ambivalence triangle chart aspect shape. I teach chart aspect shapes and psychodynamic Western astrology in my Vedic astrology course. All my courses focus on Vedic astrology and the crossover to Western. All my courses look at your chart for the planet under study, but also look at my chart so that our dialogue is authentic and caring. And so, you don't just work on your chart, you work on mine as well, and thus grow skills in deeply interpreting other people's charts at the same time as you go through each module in the courses. Right, so to return to Pluto having a special role in this eclipse, well, the nature of the ambivalence triangle is it's an opposition, so Sun is opposite the Moon, but Pluto is sextile the Sun and Pluto is trine the Moon. So this means that we need to open to Pluto. We need to open to our power. We need to look for our power at the time of this eclipse. Looking for our power can include delving into our unconscious side, absolutely. Looking for our power can include delving into our shadow side and bringing what's there to the light, so it's no longer driving us in our life and we haven't a clue where these impulses and drives are coming from, so that we're no longer held back from the fullness of our power. Point number 6, it's important to realise that Mars will actually inject a fraught intensity around the lessons we need to learn and our state of mind at the time of this eclipse. Mars is at 7 Aquarius, and Mars is casting an 8th house aspect on Moon and Ketu in Virgo at the time of this eclipse. So Mars can impel us to make more sudden growth at this time, to embrace lessons in finding the right path more decisively. The 8th house aspect can add to an energy